Germany, 1935. Just 2 years after Adolf Hitler takes power, the Third Reich is moving swiftly to defy the Treaty of Versailles. The nation is transforming, not just politically, but militarily. A war machine is awakening. But how did this transformation happen? And why was the world so slow to react? After World War I, the Treaty of Versailles imposed harsh military limitations on Germany. The army was capped at 100,000 men. Conscription was banned. Tanks, aircraft, and submarines were forbidden. The goal was to prevent Germany from ever threatening Europe again. But for many Germans, these terms weren't just punitive, they were humiliating. Veterans returned home to a broken economy, a weakened military, and a national sense of shame. Resentment simmered. Nationalists believed the treaty had emasculated Germany. Among them was Adolf Hitler. From the beginning, Hitler made clear his contempt for the treaty. In Mein Kampf, he promised to restore German strength, rebuild its military, and reclaim its place in the world. Rearmament wasn't just a strategy. It was central to his vision. Even before coming to power, the Nazis explored ways to circumvent restrictions. Under the guise of civilian programs, they trained pilots and engineers. Treaty inspectors were often misled or barred from sensitive sites. By 1933, the groundwork was in place. Hitler began to openly defy Versailles. Secret factories began producing machine guns and artillery. Pilots trained in Soviet airfields. Engineers worked on prototypes of tanks and bombers. Projects funded quietly through backdoor agreements. This wasn't a spontaneous effort. It was a coordinated, long-term strategy, aided by German industry and shielded by Nazi secrecy. In 1935, Hitler publicly renounced the military terms of the treaty. Conscription was reintroduced. The army, renamed the Wehrmacht, would expand rapidly, and a new branch of the service was unveiled, the Luftwaffe. The public welcomed the changes. After years of economic hardship and national shame, military revival became a source of pride. Hitler's speeches promised jobs, security, and strength. Enrollment in the Nazi Party surged. Propaganda played a critical role. Films, newsreels, and classroom instruction reinforced the narrative. Germany was back. And this time, it would not be humiliated again. Internationally, the response was tepid. Britain and France condemned Hitler's moves, but stopped short of action. They were dealing with their own problems: economic depression, colonial unrest, and political division. The League of Nations, created to prevent war, lacked both the authority and the will to act decisively. Their protests were symbolic. Sanctions were toothless. And Hitler knew it. This inaction sent a message, not just to Germany, but to the world. Defiance could go unpunished. In March 1936, Hitler made a bold move. He ordered German troops to march into the Rhineland, a demilitarized zone bordering France. It was a direct violation of both the Treaty of Versailles and the Locarno Pact. Germany's generals were nervous. The troops were lightly armed. If France responded militarily, the operation would collapse. But France didn't act. Neither did Britain. Hitler's gamble paid off. Not only had he rearmed Germany, he had reclaimed lost territory without firing a shot. His popularity soared. Militarization wasn't limited to soldiers and weapons. It spread into every corner of German life. Boys joined the Hitler Youth. Girls trained for motherhood and loyalty to the Reich. The economy was retooled for war production. Germany's transformation was total. In just 3 years, Hitler had defied international law, rebuilt a massive army, and reignited national pride. But this was only the beginning. By 1936, Germany was no longer a disarmed nation humbled by defeat. It was a resurgent power, preparing for conquest. The warning signs were clear, but the world, still haunted by the last war, chose to look away.